Okay, here we go. Episode 4 of our one take challenge. Excited to see what we got.
潮汐繁华渐行，在深海中前行。我仗义，为蓝色幻影赋予我的回忆多冷清。孤单频率万籁寂静，在时间里旅行。我迁徙着海域，继续前行我独一无二的轨。
Bravo so far. I have to say too, she's using the microphone really well. And I bring that up specifically because we pooped on microphone stuff last time.
Yeah.
Do you know this song?
No, I've never heard of this song.
No.
Do you know this song?
No, I don't.
Well, I would say pretty solid.
So
Yeah?
far, yeah.
Do you know any of the words? Did you catch any of that?
I was not focusing on the words, no.
我等你靠近的来，海啸入侵，想听你声音，听见风暴奔袭，孑然的心，伟岸的生命，倔强呐喊着叹息。我是没遇见你就落入海底的鲸，你若途经却听不见我呼吸，辗转的梦境我手。
This is really solid.
I think so too.
This is really solid. And just for interest's sake, I find her vibrato very East meets West. And by that I mean it is deeper than the average pop singer in the West right now, but it is not old school deep that we've heard from more traditional sounding Chinese artists. It's very like probably could work either way-ish.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Completely agree.
证明，就算一生孤寂，共你一样清晰。不是你的风景，只是海底的鲸。提醒我在你眼里只能透明。你有万物生灵，我是最渺小的倒影。
Also, I'll say bravo to the singer. She's doing a really great job making use of her access to different registrations, right? We're hearing her yodel up and down. And I would say that she's pretty skilled at mixing.
Yeah.
Yep.
等来海啸入侵，想听你声音，听见风暴奔袭，孑然的心，伟岸的生命，倔强呐喊着叹息。我是没遇见你就落入海底的鲸。
And really quite accurate.
Yes.
Really quite accurate.
你若途经却听不见我呼吸，辗转的梦境我手去证明，就算一生孤寂，共你一样清晰。不是你的风景，只是海底的鲸，提醒我在你眼里只能透明。你有万物生灵，我是最渺小的倒影。
I know that I obsess about vibrato, but I will ask you, Flo, like, do you like her vibrato? Kind of putting you on the spot?
Yeah, I love being put on the spot. Do I like it? It's not distracting. I don't mind it. Is that an okay answer?
That's a really great answer.
Okay.
And a really important, an important answer, I would say. I think that is probably the two factors that matter most with vibrato is it creating levity and keeping interest, and then number 2, without being distracting and taking away. So that's a really flattering, I would say, response to her. For me, I would love to just, this is completely selfish and unnecessary, but I could say to this singer, just for fun, seeing as you are very in control of your registers and your vibrato, it might be cool just to see if you could thin it out. Thicken it up, thin it out completely. Just prove to yourself how in charge you are of it. Sometimes I do that exercise with my clients, and sometimes I force myself to do it too when I'm covering different artists or writing a song. I just always want to see how that flavor will change. But that's a compliment to you. I'm challenging you of that because I think you're very capable. Do you know if this singer, like, she's a singer, right?
I don't know if she's a pro.
She has to be.
She sounds pro.
She has to be. Like, this could go toe to toe with
A lot of these singers.
I'm gonna hazard a guess that she works
in the field
as a singer. Yeah.
的风景只是海底的鲸，提醒我在你眼里只能透明。你有万物生灵，我是最渺小的
Beautiful.
倒影。
It's got so many layers. I like it.
She is doing. Also, I think what really tips me off that she's a working musician. How well she's able to use her technical skills to elicit emotion. Like the end of that was bravo. Thanks for sending that. If you ever decide to send another one, I'd love to hear you play with what I said. Even if you were to sing a song in a similar style as that, I'm just wondering if you could just play. Just see if you can make your vibrato, not because it needs to, just to see if you can. I love when people are in their kitchen or their bedroom. Love it. It's so real.
I'm so afraid, but I'm open wide.
Is he covering that artist? What is this song? Do you know this?
No.
Hold on.
Do you know?
I'm if he's covering the artist, I think I'm kind of blown away at how he's emulated it. I'm so afraid, but I'm open wide. Song lyric. If this is who I think, oh, that is not what I thought.
I'll be the one to catch myself this time, trying to learn to lean into it all. Ain't it funny how we might default? Looking back, I do regret a thing.
Okay, so just so you guys know, this is an Adele song. That's not what I thought. And can we just start again, please? I'm
so afraid.
That's like Elvis vibes.
No, I don't think so. That's not Elvis.
No. Yes, it is. I'm so afraid.
I'm so afraid.
You don't get Elvis vibes?
Okay, that vibrato is way more contained than Elvis.
It's like the can't help falling in love vibes.
You
Yes.
think so?
But
Just how he started the
Okay.
phrase, yeah.
Okay.
open wide, I'll be the one
Great
to
agility.
catch myself this time, trying to learn to lean into it all. Ain't it funny how we might default? Looking back, I do regret a thing. took some bad turns that I'm only.
I have to admit, I don't know this song,
Okay.
but I love that he loves it. And I'm serious. I'm serious because this is a song. This is not an easy pop song that you listen to once and you catch the melody. This is like a poem.
Oh.
He started it though.
I'll stand still.
Ask both of you for your opinion. How this is. You go first.
I think he's doing a pretty decent job singing the song. Just go with positive first. He has a great voice. He's hitting the notes. He's accurate. It sounds like he's containing his vibrato. Breath control is really good as well. Obvious that English is not his first language, so he's emphasizing some consonants here and there.
I think his English is pretty good.
Yeah.
Sorry, but go on.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
You're right. And then so that's
how you feel.
That's how I feel.
Okay, how do you feel?
I think he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
He's doing a way better job than I can ever pull off in a song like
Yeah,
this.
I think he's doing a good
Yeah,
job
yeah.
too. No, I don't know.
I don't think he's using anything like too fancy of a gear. So it's like a very basic
Well,
mic.
I think his.
Could be
Oh
just
yeah,
a
that's
cell
cool.
phone. It
What
could
you just said, I love.
Could just be a cell phone.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. And I think that I wanted to point that out, so I'm glad
Yeah,
you said that.
yeah.
When you are really skilled, that comes through.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be
Exactly.
big fancy gear. It comes through easily.
Although it does have its limitations. The bigger belty sounds might peak.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
Perhaps,
so-
but we hear his control, we hear his agility, we're
Yes.
hearing his emotion.
He's solid.
He is solid. He is solid. There is I overuse this term and I sometimes use it too broadly, but there is a push-pull in here
Oh yeah.
that I could try and be more specific about, and I will for
Yeah.
his sake. I will try and be more specific, especially at the beginning of the song. I literally thought he was covering a male artist that is not he's not hugely well known as a pop singer, but his songs are often featured in movies. And I thought that because his push-pull was so dramatic that I thought he was
That's why you
emulating.
mentioned Elvis too, because Elvis had that push pull.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Elvis did it on purpose.
Yeah.
And it made me think that he was doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
And that isn't to say that he is or isn't, but she isn't.
Yeah.
Adele isn't.
Yeah.
So it's either his interpretation or a habit. The other thing I want to point out is, yes, Flo, his vibrato is contained, but I thought you were going to comment on it and then you didn't.
Why?
Do you not have a thought about his vibrato?
His vibrato is fine. Sounds good. Sounds nice.
Well, then what do I know? Okay.
Why you don't think?
No, I think it does sound good and nice. I just think it's less laryngeal.
It's a sacrifice that I can't live.
There's a little, so there's no wrong or negative with this, but he tends to use volume
Yeah.
incorporated. I mean, we all do. Every vibrato is both pitch bend
And volume.
volume. Yeah. And then he is a singer that incorporates more of that volume, which some R&B singers use more. So some singers rely more on the pitch bend, and then some add in more of that volume as well, coming and going.
Live a lie, let it be known, let it be known that I cried for you, you instead of lie.
Is that what those notes should be? So
Yeah.
pretty accurate, but I mean, he's doing a one take.
Yes. Yeah.
What a thing to do.
Can I just say I love that this man has studied Adele this much? Like, it warms my cockles. Because this is not a simple song. And he has dug in to the details. Bravo, sir.
Oh, because I wanted to be loved, and love at the highest count means to lose all the days I can't live without. Let it be known, known, known that I will choose, I will lose. It's a sacrifice. I can't live a lie.
I have two things. One, I feel that it is possible that this gentleman has studied or performed or dug into some musical theater stuff in his story.
Okay.
Possibly, I could be wrong on that, but this seems to be informed / vibe a little bit theatrical. Next, I know what I will challenge him to. I think he's done a really good job studying this song. Again, I have to admit, I don't know the ins and outs of this song. I didn't dig into this record as much as I have other Adele records. But I'm going to assume that it's incredibly accurate and well studied. So my challenge for you is this. With this song, or another song like it that you've studied and that you know she riffs down and she riffs up and all of the extras, is to let go of the specifics that you've memorized and do instead what works really well for you. Some of that will be the stuff you've memorized, but there's going to be little edges and corners and places where there's probably something that you could put in that feels better, sounds better, is easier, makes more sense for you. And that's the toughest transition to make sometimes when you've studied a song as much as I think he has, is letting go of the specifics you've memorized and customizing it and letting it flow for you. So, and again, that's a compliment to him, because when I think a singer still has lots of stuff to learn, I would never be like, hey, cut ties from the original and do your own thing. But I think he has studied enough that now he needs to find him in it. Or not needs to. The song could benefit and he could enjoy.
Let it be known, let it be known that I tried, that I tried.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. If you have a piece of shit mic, then it's gonna explode.
Oh, that didn't bug me.
No?
No, I mean, I'd rather hear real than...
Yeah.
Let it be known that I tried.
I don't know if it's because he doesn't have monitoring, but his pitch is a little
he obviously doesn't have any.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
I don't know. I'm assuming that's why his pitch is a little. Just because he can't hear the track.
And because it was a hard part. That was a very tough part. It's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
high and it's
Busy.
Busy.
Well, both of these performances so far have been great.
yeah.
Man. This one for me, I want to say thank you for sending this. And I want you to feel encouraged by my feedback and by our reaction. I think you're doing really well. But I just want to bookend this by saying I want you to trust yourself enough to cut ties a bit. It's hard. It's hard, but not everything that every singer does works for every other singer. So that's no insult to either Adele or you, but she is a female, you're a male. Her influences are hers and yours are yours. And her abilities are hers and yours are yours. Her strong suits are hers and yours are yours. And so you did a really, really good job of studying, interpreting, repeating. But if you ever send another video, I want you to be looser, a little bit more free with interpretation. And I'm telling you, that's a positive piece of feedback because that means you did a good job studying. But now your next chapter of the studying book is, but who are you? What works for you? Where are the places where your heart wanted to go somewhere else, but you kept it in line? Cut those ties. Try. But bravo. Hey! I don't know if this person knows, but I love this song.
She probably knows. If she watches our thing.
Nice camera
Building
set.
castles in the air, living on my own. The floors will be glittering gold. Will
She did it in English.
Yeah.
Oh.
on the wall. Every day people come and go. I wonder what remains. Memories that we hold. Ripples on the road. Yeah, day by day I'm dancing away the pain. The world tosses and turns. I wait till
I'm curious, Jay, how do you think she's monitoring? Because there was some timing issues, but I can't figure out, she doesn't have an earpiece in.
No, she doesn't.
So how is she monitoring it?
Just
Guessing?
raw. She's not hearing herself with it's weird.
So how would she be in time at all?
Maybe she has one
Yeah.
ear.
Oh, the other ear.
I would
Maybe.
do my
Okay,
guess.
well, then my first piece of feedback is there is some timing stuff here. And I'm assuming you can hear yourself. So assuming you can hear yourself, I'm always talking, when I say you, I'm always talking to the singer. If you can hear yourself and if you can hear the track, then you gotta count. That's kind of a mission I'm on, is making people learn how to count better in music. I know counting sounds easy and obvious. We all know how to count. We learn it. But counting musically is a different skill. And then if you can't hear yourself in the track, that's a problem, and that is why there's timing issues. But I will also say that she's kept her voice very dry. So even though she's using a semi-professional setup, she has kept her vocals very dry. So that means no trail, no echo,
Reverb.
no reverb. So we just hear her voice.
more alone. Remnants on the wall, collecting the dreams from before. Dust and ashes fall upon my soul, and my castle in the air. My fire turning cold, and my castle in the air.
Okay, so I see this with singers sometimes where they have good agility as it applies to a handful of things, but they haven't necessarily unlocked the full capability of their agility which will allow a bunch of other things to move quickly. Does that make sense? So there's a few things that you're doing, singer, that are displaying your agility quite nicely. You're doing little turnarounds, but then there are some places where it's getting a little sticky and stuck and not moving as smoothly and quickly as I think you want it to.
And my castle in the air.
It's low. Even though she changed the key.
Did she change the key?
Yeah, she definitely did. The track sounds, it's pitched up.
Well, when I covered this, if I can't remember exactly, but I think I moved it up like 7 or 8 steps or something.
She definitely changed it, but still too low.
Still too low, yeah.
I feel like the high parts seem high, and the low parts seem low.
Well, and I mean, when a female covers a male song, you're gonna run into stuff. As a matter of fact, this is so disappointing for me. I've probably said this. One of the most annoying artists for me to cover, as far as changing the key, making the arrangement work, is freaking Michael Jackson. I don't know if it's the way he writes or his particular range versus my particular range, but it's annoying. And I think JJ is probably similar for females to cover.
Yeah.
Another castle in the air. Could it be you? Don't know if you're a friend. All the flow from before. Every day people come and go. I wonder who remains. Memories dissolve in the rain. Ripples on the road. Yeah, day by day.
Yeah! That could be cut more. Yeah! 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 We want it to sound like a staircase.
She had no support though.
Well, that's the thing. I'm gonna guess that this singer is kind of in the middle of her singing journey. She's done lots of work to arrive like this in front of us. She's built some skills, but there are also places. I'll say it like this: you could tell the places where she has found interesting. She's leaning into them. They have care. They have character. And then there's a few lines where she's just singing the notes, and at the end of the day, there can be no place where you're just singing the notes. You have to figure out how to show up for every piece of the song, every lyric, every line, the high and the low. You have to figure out how to connect your skills, your ability, your voice, your head and your heart to every piece of it. Whereas right now I feel she's in and out. Not on purpose. I believe that you're showing up, but there are places where it's less easy for us or less suitable or less fitting, and therefore you're letting your hands off the wheel and just waiting for the next cool part. But I encourage you to stick with it. Stay with even the more simple pieces.
Dancing away the pain. The world tosses and turns.
This is the word world is so hard for people. Any word that has an R, word as well, has an R near the end, is definitely hard for people who don't have English as the first language, but it is also hard for people who do have English as a first language. People want to sing through R. The trick with R is it is a semi-occluded sound, meaning the tongue is in the way some, but you can still sing through it. For example, I cannot sing through a B. The mouth has to be shut. L, that's semi-occluded. R, that's semi-occluded. Sound can still come out. So people are tempted to sing world, world. So my tongue is in the R position. So this is a really quick tip for you, singer. This will change everything for you. You're going to pretend you're British. That's one way of thinking of it, or Southern. So the R will essentially disappear. If I say, where in the world? If I was British, where in the world is that? Or if I was Southern, where in the world? Where in the world? So the R just disappears. So instead of world, we get world, world. So my tongue's out of the way. You kind of pretend you're saying world.
Ripples on the road. day I'm dancing away the pain. The world tosses and turns, I wait till I'm all alone. Ribbons on the wall, collecting the dreams from before. Cause the night.
See, I don't know if she could take the key much higher, Jay, because she's trying to stay in her mix. And I applaud that. I do. Much, because she sounds to me like she's just pressing up against where she might have to start switching. So I don't know if it's a bad call.
It's all over my soul, and my castle in air. Feel my fire turning cold, and my castle in air. Yeah, day by day,
Good, that was
I'm
nice.
dancing away the pain.
So some of these runs need to, I think you would benefit, singer, from working your agility just a little bit. Sometimes it's getting sticky. If you listen to the word pain.
Dancing away the
Pain. Now, either you're on purposely dragging those notes out, pain, or what I think is more likely, you're going as fast as it'll let you. So an exercise like, how could you hear? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah. Then put it on a vowel. Ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh. Notice I'm really defining those notes. And you'll get faster and faster. Yeah, ooh, oh, yeah, ooh. See how fast you can go and keeping them cut. And then you won't get sticky stuck on words like pain.
The world tosses and turns, I wait till I'm all alone.
Just to be clear, she is getting some. But to be consistent, you need to work that agility.
Ribbons on the wall, collecting the dreams from before. Constellations all over my soul. My castle in the air, my fire turning cold.
I'm really sorry about the mouth here. I didn't know the mic would hide the mouth at this angle. Oh, no, you're good. This is very, very clearly live. But I appreciate that.
Castle in the air.
You guys want to say about that?
I think her agility sounds better when she's in her falsettos. It's easier.
Yep, that's pretty natural. Usually people find they can be more agile in a lighter tone because my belief is because there's just less muscle engagement all in all.
Yeah.
But that exercise I gave you, do it. Take me up on it. And upward. Play with the tempo. And it's important, take it slow until it almost has to go faster. There is no point in, yeah, right? If it's not cut, you're not doing yourself any favors. But bravo on the song. You know, I love the song. You did a great job. There were some absolutely lovely moments in there. But I think you can work on your consistency and staying really in it and moving fast. Not even always in agility places, but really make sure you're counting.
和你一起歌，和你一起喝，月落星辰，日出东海。 盛放的花儿，来自期盼的种子。你看那丰硕果实，来自耕耘的浪漫。宽广的大河，来自八方汇聚的消息。奔腾向前的大江，来自高。
Well, the thing is, I'm not going to say that this is edited, but I will either say that you have the syncing on this video is slightly off, or you may have punched some vocals.
Oh.
I only say that because, my friend, I just watch people's mouths for a living, their tongue, and yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
I just see a lot of things. But I'm going to move on from that because I do think that even if you did punch this, I don't think it's particularly edited. If anything, I think you might have just done another take, which, no, that's not the rules, but I'm just going to continue, okay? I think your pitch is good. I think you could tighten it up. I do think, however, that you look really happy and really joyful, and that makes me really happy because singing is so joyful. So I like seeing that on your face.
No, I think it's a very positive song.
Is it?
I'm not sure about the lyrics, but it sounds like it's a very positive, uplifting kind of lyrics, and I was smiling because she's like the only one that's very camera conscious. Like she is almost like performing.
Yeah.
Like her face is like a stage performance kind of expression.
Well, and what comes along with that too is we end up over enunciating a bit.
I don't know if that's the reason why there are punched parts.
I don't either.
Because then the focus is different.
Yeah, hold on.
山的不语，和光同行，跌跌撞撞的摸索，和光。
Yeah, I'm definitely right.
I think so.
I'm definitely right. But I think it's a live take that she
I think she might care a lot about
her
how
face
she looks.
Yeah, so she probably wanted it to look nicer.
And because of that, then
Yeah.
it's not matching.
Yeah. Well, I only pointed out
Because it's not like edited to
No,
perfection
it's
or
not
anything.
edited.
No,
There's no editing, but I do think
But it's not-
we're seeing a different take.
Yeah, it's still, against our rules. So
It is against the rules, but I'm going to keep going.
光头奋不顾身的坎坷，和光头。
So this is a bit masky. Do you understand that?
I don't. Please explain.
Because you've asked about that before.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to listen again to this section, which is a little bit higher up, yeah, in the melody.
孤身的坎坷，
When I move my tongue around, mid and back tongue, it's going to change the amount of sound and air that's coming out of both my nose and the mask of my face. The sound, okay, the air out of my nose and the sound out of my face. And ideally, for the most, human beings prefer to hear sound unencumbered and not through bone and blood and tissue, but through the mouth. So in this situation, we would talk about relaxing the jaw and relaxing the tongue. But the trick with relaxing the tongue, when you tell someone to relax the tongue, what mostly happens is they'll force the tongue down. So if you look at this motion, if this is my tongue and I force it down, usually it lifts somewhere else. So you can't push your tongue down. You have to figure out how to relax your tongue down.
Yeah.
So this phrase sounds a little pingy and a little facey to me. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. So we're looking to hear the sound more out of the mouth than anywhere else, but the tongue blocks it from exiting the mouth, and then we end up hearing it from wherever else it can escape.
和光头奋不顾身的坎坷，
That's particularly the note I hear it on.
和光
All of this.
同尘，不为生命而来，不为低谷而去。你看那盛放的花儿，来自 盼的种子。你看那丰硕果实，来自耕耘的浪漫，宽广的大河，来自八方汇聚的消息，奔腾向前的大江，来自高山的哺育。
What is this word?
Which one?
Y.
Sounds like a U. Y-U.
Y-U.
Yeah.
Is there any other option, or does it need to be this way?
No option.
It has to be this way.
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
Yeah, you
That's
have to
tough.
sing through the occlusion.
Tough.
高山的哺育。
Yeah.
和光同行，跌跌撞撞的摸索。和光同舞，奋不顾身的坎坷。
I will interrupt to say this. I think this singer has a decent sense of pitch. So decent that I think it's worth mentioning that you could get better. You could be more accurate, but you will not get more accurate without putting dedicated effort towards it. I always joke when I talk about this, it's the least coachly sounding thing. But if you want your pitch to be better, you have to try harder. And I know that is like, try harder. Like, that doesn't sound like advice really of any sort, but I'm being dead serious in that if you want to be more accurate, you have to put your brain, your heart, your mind, and prioritize it above all else for some time. It will eventually get more natural, and you will eventually be able to move it to the back of your brain a little bit more. But in order to get to that point, you have to prioritize it more. Your pitch is good, but if you want to level up, it needs to be even stronger than this. Now, at this point, you've not introduced vibrato into your repertoire yet, or rather it hasn't kind of made its way to you yet, which is usually an indication that this is a tough piece of advice, and I have stuff in my life where I can give this advice to myself on things less singing related, but I know this is tough advice to get. But you have to figure out where there is tension and relax it, or rather have an overall sense of what can I let go of, what am I hanging on to that I might not need, because vibrato is an indicator that an instrument is working as greasy and loose and authentically as possible. It's fine to not have vibrato. It's perfectly fine. But I'm guessing you'd probably like to have that happen. And it will only pop out for you when everything is just loosey-goosey and everything's working really well. And part of that tongue thing that I talked about, the masky sound, part of that's related too, because that means when the tongue is kind of up or the jaw is kind of up, that means there is some sort of tension. Now, tension tends to be a swear word in singing. Everybody acts like tension is a bad thing. There is good versions of tension. So I'm not telling you to hyperanalyze yourself, but I just want you to look around. Just see what's there. What can you let go of? That's the back of the tongue. Has to relax. Do you hear the difference? I'm exaggerating.
Yeah.
不为生命而来，不为低谷而去。你看那盛放的花儿，来自期盼的种子。你看那丰硕果实，来自耕耘的浪漫。I want you to try, Flo.
Yes.
I want you to try and demonstrate. This is the best way, and I'm going to say this to this singer too. If you can demonstrate how to be masky and then not be masky. So we're going to use this note and this word, whatever this word is, and I want you to see if you can do what I did. Masky, not masky.
Okay.
耕耘的浪漫。
So there's
Yeah, that's
what I
nasty.
hear.
That's
Yeah.
nasty.
Is not masky.
Good. Could you drop your jaw even more?
Ha!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The power just comes out.
Yeah.
光 光同尘，不为生命而来，不为低谷而去。和光同行，跌跌撞撞的摸索。和光同舞，奋不顾身的坎坷。和光同。
Okay, you do it too.
What? Do what? I'm just looking at her like exaggerated expressions. It's like
I
really
know.
interesting.
She's really joyful.
Yeah.
But try. That's a bit much.
No, do
It's a different key. Come on.
Oh yeah. But I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
give us the opposite, and then give us back your tongue.
不为生命而来，不为低谷而去。和光同尘，为你而来，有你我在。
She's into it.
She's totally into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, great work.
Yeah.
Thanks for submitting. I think I've given probably
Yeah.
enough feedback, but I just want to say one more thing. We all really did enjoy watching you. I can tell in the room. We all really enjoyed watching you light up. And as much as I think that there is that other performers can learn something from how much effort you put into this, and how, like, look at your face even in this still, right? Like, your eyes are bright, your expression is really clean and bright. But I think for your sake, it might be fun to do more for yourself than for us. Right now, your face is all for us. Your body and your face is you're performing. It's all about what experience we're having, and that you're making sure we're seeing your joy and your interpretation of the song, and that's great. And again, a lot of other singers could learn from that. But for you, I challenge you to see what it would feel like to just sing for you, because we also like watching that. Yeah. As an audience, we love watching a singer respond to their own self, to how they respond to a lyric, how they respond to a high note or a low note. And also, you're very, again, we kind of talked about the take or the punch or whatever you've done here, but you are also over enunciating, right? We see a lot of your tongue, we see a lot of your lips, we see a lot, like, it's, if I was to talk to you like this a little bit and say, that was really wonderful, and it's a lot, I'm doing a lot. You can still understand me, but it's more than you need, right? So you could just try and, relax into it. But I think, bravo, thank you for submitting, and keep relaxing, keep exploring. Good job. Ooh, we've got a guy playing an instrument. Love that. Ooh, it sounds like Adele. Yes! To make you feel my love. Which was done by Garth Brooks. And originally, Billy Joel.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I go offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When even shadows and the stars
So I think his tone's quite lovely.
appear, and there's no one there to dry your tears.
And it just mirrors when someone is playing an instrument, there's just like an intrinsic connection between what their voice is doing and what their body is doing, and there's no other way to do that other than putting your hands on an instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could hold you for a million years.
Oh, delicate. Nice.
To make you feel my love.
This is interesting. Love. But it's like he's kind of dragging it up.
I heard a little bit H.
Yeah, there's a little bit of pushy-pulley, H-y
yeah.
stuff in here, but the tone is really nice. And I don't often say this, but I would be curious to hear him sing in what would probably be his main language, Mandarin.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll say that right now. I'm going to keep going, but if you do ever send us another one, I can't believe I'm saying this because I love how much English I'm getting today. It's fun for me to hear English, but I'd be curious to hear this gentleman sing
Chinese song.
Yeah.
I know you haven't made your mind up yet.
No. Yes, is what I mean. Yes. I just changed my mind. I think that would be the same issue in Chinese. I think that would be...
Push-pull?
Yeah, like the H, like the overcommitting. So I'm going to show you what I mean, because this singer is, well, I mean, based on his amount of gear alone, we know he's doing some stuff.
Yeah.
And also his tone is very lovely, and he's a instrumentalist, so we know that any feedback I give him, he may actually use. So I'm going to be more specific and see if I can give you something helpful. So right there you said, loha, loha, loha. I'm grossly exaggerating, but right now you're attempting to cut that riff with, instead of just cutting it with vocal muscles and vocal cord changes, instead we're getting these tiny H's. Love, instead of love, love, instead of love. Do you hear the difference? So the temptation to cut with that H, I understand the temptation because it'll allow you to go faster and it'll make sure that those notes are cut. But ultimately, that's not the kind of riff that I think you want to be doing. It's not a riff. It's more like note changes.
I know you haven't made your mind up.
I'm going to sing it up the octave. Mind up yet. Instead of mind up, I. Try that at home. Mine. You don't need that H in there to cut between those two notes. To some degree, it just can become a habit or something that you're not noticing. But I guess I want to assure you that you don't need it. You have enough agility. You have enough ability. You don't need to be helping yourself out with mahind.
Yeah, but I will never do you wrong.
So also there are places where you are trying to add riffs, or where you are adding riffs, that I would say you could and should clean them up. Or, and I mean this with all the love and my little coach heart, they don't need to be there. You could take them out.
Never do you wrong.
I think you wanted to say, do you wrong or something, maybe, but it's just coming out, it's like, I call it mushy mushy poo poo in my practice, but it's just not clean. And I'm being pretty hard on you, this singer, but I'm being hard on you because your ability is already somewhere where I can be hard on you.
But I will never do you wrong.
It's messy. I don't know exactly what you're intending, but your options are clean it up, take it out, or mushy mushy poo poo.
Have known it from a moment that we met.
Beautiful change. Beautiful change it up into your falsetto.
Knows all in my mind where you belong.
I'd say that I'm being hyper picky. I'd say that riff downwards is missing a step.
Yeah.
Missing a note. I think it had 3 notes, but I think it needed 4. Oh no, it's in there kinda. Da 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 da. It should be 5. Da 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 da. But instead we got
He did 4.
Exactly, and I think it wants 5.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Da 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 da.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So most commonly, you're missing the one that is most common to miss. So it should be. We miss this guy.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because this is the. How do I describe that? Da-na-na-na-na. They have to complete the riff in a certain chunk of time. So if they're running out of time, they're like, oh, I just got to get to the root.
Interesting.
They got to get to the root. So whatever's left, they're just like, fuck it. And they just go to the to the root. So if you want to practice that and get it, slow it down. Put them all in your mixed voice. What's going on over there? Good.
I go hungry, I go black and blue.
Good, nice.
I go crawling down the avenue.
Nice riff upwards. Nice riff upwards. No H's. Clean.
No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do
Good.
to make you feel my love.
Mushy poo poo. But you're capable. You're so capable. Little piano flex. Love it. Good key too.
The storms are raging on the road and sea, and on
Interesting. Nice job. At the very end of this riff, which I thought was cut pretty nicely.
Yeah, I think so.
sea.
Got a little masky, which you're allowed to. There is some degree of maskiness that people like to hear in musical theater, and there is definitely room for it in speech, day-to-day speech, and pop music. But I'm pointing it out because you might want to play with it. E vowel, if you say hot, heat, try and say that at home. Hot, heat. Notice that when you say heat compared to hot, the jaw is much more closed and the tongue is naturally more close to the roof of the mouth. So we are most prone to being masky on E, sometimes oo. Heat, hot, hoot. Heat, hot, hoot. E and oo are the most tight vowels. E particularly has the tongue close. So if you're gonna go E, or whatever you did, just be aware that it's a tighter vowel, so don't let the tongue sneak up even more if you want to keep it out of the mask a little bit.
Storms are raging on the road and sea.
See instead of see. Sorry, I don't know what riff you did, but just relax the tongue.
And on a heavy old regret, the waves are changed, are blown and wide and free.
Not as accurate and cut as I would want it, but his register changes are really effective. Up into falsetto, beautiful tone.
You ain't seen nothing like me, yeah. I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. Nothing that I would.
I loved the vibrato there. Love! That is my favorite vibe. That's really the speed and the density and the thickness that I personally prefer. Really, really lovely on that phrase.
Nothing that I wouldn't do.
Kind of reminds me of Charlie Puth or Shawn Mendes or something.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Go to the end of the earth for you.
Any of my Chinese singers watching this right now, or actually anybody whose first language isn't English, one of the biggest things you can work on to up your game if you want to sound more authentically English is watch your word the. It often comes out as da, like a D, like D-A instead of T-H-A, and it's hard for everybody. If your first language is Russian, Chinese, it doesn't matter. Everybody turns it into da, and that is a signal to the English listener that it is not, authentically English. You're doing very well. You're doing very well, but that's a tip to everybody. So the, make sure there's air coming through your teeth. The, or so we don't get duh.
To make you feel my love.
You know, and I think one time you should try not doing love, because I think Adele does it like once or something, but you've done it every time. Try and take it out once. Go simple. Make you feel my love. Try a clean one.
To make you feel my love.
Yeah. Good job. Good job. I think I've given you enough feedback in there, but if you send us another one, that's what I'll be looking for. More accuracy, cut those riffs. And again, that goes to everybody who's singing English. Watch your the and the. What a great episode. Thanks, everybody. Yeah. Good job. Yay.
Yeah, the. It's hard.
It's totally hard.
For Chinese people, it's like, what the hell are you talking about?
The what?
It's everybody.
That is what I said. The.
The.
Everybody
What the?
does.
Okay.
Yeah, it's everybody. Doesn't matter if your first language is Spanish. It's
Yep, it's true.
across the board.
Even in Singapore, they speak English as their first language, and they all say the, not the.
Yeah?
Yeah, in
Okay.
Singapore they do that.
Everybody, it's a big one to
Everybody.
fix. Yep.
While I am a mouthy morning star, you never know what will fall from my lips. And I am a naughty angel. I'm pretty bitter and sweet, oh, like this. Yeah. Put your eyes all over me. You can try to make me sweat. Put your eyes all over me, but keep your hands in your pocket. Well, you are a stealthy sunbeam. You light up my dreams no matter how hard I close my eyes. And you're in a moody evening star. You're quirky, touchy, and foolish, just my time. While I am an icy ocean, well, you can dive in, but you better know how to swim. Put your eyes all over me. You can try to make me sweat. Put your eyes all over me, but keep your hands in your pocket. I'm not playing hard to get. You found my man since we met, so don't give up quite yet. I'm not playing hard to get, but I'm my man since we met, so don't give up quite yet. Oh, yeah. Put your eyes all over me. You can try to make me sweat. Put your eyes all over me, but keep your hands in your pocket. Ooh, yeah. Put your eyes all over me now. Ooh, yeah. Put your eyes, keep
Thank you.